Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, a lot of you do strap searching like I do. A lot of you also dabble with the idea of how to clean notes. And if you're ever thinking about trying that, the first thing I'd recommend is grab a strap of regular notes, find a nasty note in here, and try to clean that you don't care about. And if you can do something to make that one look a little bit better, then you have an idea of where to go. Now, understand, making a note look better does not increase the grade. Dirt does not hurt the grade of a note. All you're doing is simply making the eye appeal better. When it comes to making a note look better, like I said, doesn't increase the value, just makes it look better. One of the things that you may notice is a lot of notes have pencil marks and a lot of notes have dirt. And this little thing here is not a piece of gum. In fact, when I was a kid, we called them gum erasers. I've learned that actually this is not a gum eraser. This, if you remember those, are actually gum erasers. But this is a kneaded eraser, as in K-N-E-A-D. And it's squishable, it's rubber. You can pull it apart and push it back together. It literally reminds me of a piece of gum. And it's self-cleaning, so as you pull it, anything that's on there gets kind of folded into it and you get a better area to work with. Now, artists know all about these because these are great for working with colored pencil and stuff like that. In fact, here's the back of the box. The perfect artist tool for erasing. Excellent for erasing charcoal, graphite, and pastels. Easily kneaded into any shape for use on details or large surface. Used for highlights and cleaning layouts and chalks. Leaves no residue on art. If you're looking to clean notes, you don't want anything that leaves residue. And self-cleaning when stretched and kneaded. Okay, so that is the deal with this. And let me put that out of the way. You can pick these up at most art supply stores. Here's a note that's got a little bit of pencil on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just push this in and just give it a little bit. I don't want to do a whole lot of the erasing motion, because what that does is that actually removes and damages the paper. But just by giving this a little bit of a dab like that, I didn't harm the paper at all. And you can see how in that short period of time, it's already removing a lot of that mark. And if I can just give it a little bit more, like I said, I'm doing this through a camera lens away from me, so I can't really check it out too well. But yeah, it's not completely gone, but if I work at it a little bit longer, that will be gone. And you can see here on the eraser, there's a little bit there, and just by taking this and moving it around a little bit, you can actually get that back to looking good. Now, not only does it work on pen, well, that's pencil. This one here has a little bit of pen. I don't know how it's going to work on pen, but we're going to give it a shot anyway, just to see if we can make anything happen here. And I don't know if it's actually coming off, and I don't think that was, not 100% that was ink with the ease that came off. But looking at that, you can still see the remnants of it, but once again, how long did I work at it? Not very long at all. Let's try one other thing. I've got, here's a really dirty note. What I'm going to try to do is see if I can get any of the dirt off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this portion, this serial number here, and see if I can clean that up at all with this. Let's see if I can brighten up the serial number and everything around. Now remember, doing this, it's not digging into the paper. Most erasers will remove more paper than anything else, and that's not the intent here. The intent here is to get everything that's on the surface of the paper without actually damaging anything other than the dirt or the foreign substance on there. And let's see, does that look any better? Yeah, it did clean it up just a little bit. That's the area that I was working on there. I mean, this note is pretty much trash, so I don't know how much better you could make it. But yeah, just something as simple as a gum eraser can definitely make your notes look a little bit better, especially if it's little things like a pencil mark. Once again, an ink mark, Here, let's try that ink on here, see if that does anything, because I know that's ink. And can we get any of that? I don't think that's gonna do anything there. Ideally, you just want to press it and pull up, because then you're literally pushing the substance into the eraser and pulling it off without destroying the paper. Yeah, it's not really doing anything for the ink. Anyway, for pencil marks though, and for dirt, a little eraser like this, it's worth a shot. And these are fairly cheap. You can get them for a couple bucks at art supply stores. And who knows, you may even see me with a couple of these for sale. Just, you know, to include in other items. All right. Got my 1,000 singles. Let's take a look at what I found this week. Starting off, this I spotted. I was proud that I spotted it, because normally I can't spot these for anything. This is a mixed ladder. It's not worth anything, but I find it neat. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got the first 4 digits that are correct. Then you have 5, 6, 7, 8. If you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight across, that note is 1, or what is it, 8 out of 100,000 or something like that. I mean, it's just a ridiculously hard note to find, and could easily be worth 1,000 or 2. This note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 5, 7, no, I would not pay anything for this. I would not sell this. If I saw it somewhere, I would not buy this. But I found this, and I think it's kind of neat. So remember, your hobby is your collection is your hobby, and finding something like this was kind of neat. Am I going to sell it? No, but do I find it interesting? Yeah, so I'm going to keep that. Found some trinaries. Once again, not worth anything, but you know what I do with trinaries. This is 2s, 7s, and 9s. This is 2s, 5s, and 6s. 2s, 5s, and 8s. And some quads. Quad 8s with a 5th. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6s together, and that 6 is a little thick. So what? Doesn't change the value, doesn't add anything. Actually, that kind of hurts, because it hurts the actual print, so that would be lowered. This would never get a 70. Even when it was first printed, it would not be a 70. And some stars. 2017 A star. Always checking your stars to make sure that they aren't filled in. There's 2017. 2017 as well. Some of these are rougher than others. 2017, 2013 star, and the older notes. This one isn't that old. It's a 2009, but it's really crisp. So I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to compare it to what I got in my book. 2003A, pretty rough. 2003A, actually a really good print, just the paper's rough. 2003A in rough shape. 2003A again, another 2003A, and another 2003 rough shape. Another one, this one's a little better, 2003, a little bit nicer. Another nicer 2003, 2001, shorter print run. 1999, another 99, another one, 88228876. Almost one of 5,000, but whatever. Let's see, another 99. 1995, checking to see if it's a web note. Just look over here. If it's got one little number, it's a web note. If it has all this stuff, it is not. Another 95, another 95. 1993 in really good shape, still not a web note. 1988A, also not a web note, but in good shape as well. 88A, a lot rougher. And the oldest note I found was from 1977. Unfortunately, it's got the ink mark on it there. So that's what I found this week. What did I pull out? Well, you guys hear me talking all the time about currency being historical documents. That's really what it is. And that makes it a lot easier to dive into historical documents just a little bit. And what I've got is, I just find it fascinating because it represents my 2 favorite amendments. This, I'm going to take it out of this plastic here just because you're going to get a lot of glare. Prescription form for medicinal liquor. This is a prescription for alcohol. For those of you who don't know, the 18th Amendment made it illegal to buy and sell alcohol. Yeah, because people are dumb. Um, if you don't want to drink alcohol, don't. You don't have to outlaw it. That's true for all things. If there's something you don't like, then don't do it. But forcing your opinion on everybody else is just pure stupidity. That is how we end up with historical documents like this. This is the duplicate prescription form for medical liquor, and I can't make out, it says kind of liquor. I'll hold that up here, and no idea. I mean, the closest thing, that looks like an F, but you can't necessarily read. I don't know what that would be. I want to say it might be vermouth. I don't even know. I can't make out very much of any of that at all. Looks like it's a fifth of something. And the directions, as directed. The patient's name, let's see, James Delaney, maybe? I don't know. But the date of the prescription is March 1st, 1930. So looking at this prescription, doctors' writing has not improved any bit since then. Can you imagine trying to figure out what this actually says and it meaning, you need to understand this in order to get the prescription right? It does have the address, looks like 236 Grand Avenue. And the city, no idea. N and then whatever this is, city and state, no idea. If you know, you can tell me. I have no idea. The prescriber's name, so that's the actual doctor, and his permit number, and once again, prescriber's address, Chapel, that's Chapel something, and it doesn't say anything for the city, but North, it's not Dakota. It's not I don't think it's Carolina. It looks like N-HA, which was it, North Hawaii? I don't know. I have no idea. Got not enough to go by. See reverse side for instructions. Do not refill or transfer under penalty. And if we look at the back, it does have all the instructions here. Let's see what we got here. From the Treasury Department, U.S. Prohibition Service, September 1928. Both this duplicate prescription form and the original, I'm not going to read all this, so I will just go like this. You can see the entire back, and if you're curious to read everything that's on here, you can just pause it and take a look and see exactly what the instructions were. Now, once again, this is good for what we're going through right now, because the election's coming up, and if you believe doing stuff like this, outlawing alcohol, was a good thing, well, then you know which side of the aisle to vote for. I don't care who's at the top of the ticket. How do you live your life? That's how you should be voting. Forget parties, forget people, forget names. Vote how you believe. If you believe stuff like this was correct, vote that way. If you believe infringing on people's rights is a bad thing, then you should vote that way. I shouldn't have to explain the simplicity of the voting process. But to see something like this, no matter what happens, there are historical documents like this to prove the stupidity of some people and to prove what happens when stupid people get power. They outlawed something that has been in existence for over 6,000 years. Beer and wine have been around for over 6,000 years. Based on some books, that means apparently Adam and Eve invented beer and wine. But anyway, those have been around for 6,000 years, and somebody got the great idea that we should ban it. Even though when I used to go to church, they used to serve wine. So I have lots of confusion about this. Let's not forget that the banning of alcohol made the mob rich. Anyway, that's what I've got for you guys this week. A historical document representing the stupidity of the 18th Amendment. And then we get to the best amendment ever, which is the 21st Amendment. It's the best amendment because not that it repealed the 18th Amendment, but that it showed that any amendment can be repealed. which means we can fix mistakes. And that's always promising and always a sign of hope. If you learned anything new this week, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. Love reading your comments. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.